The top 10 most expensive watches in the world. Welcome to A Luxury, where you can dream and find inspiration. Hi there, and welcome to another A Luxury video. Every true gentleman knows the importance of a luxury watch. Most of the watches we're going to show are one of a kind and owned by the richest people in the world. Watches are a status symbol, and owning one priced so high will definitely set you apart from the other billionaires out there. So what exactly makes these watches so expensive? It mostly comes down to just three factors. 1. Expensive parts, just as rare items, gold, platinum, meteor rock, dinosaur bone, to the amount of time it took to complete, and the detail level of what the watch is able to do. And 3. How unique or how much of an intangible value can be attributed to the piece. Every watch we're going to feature has an incredible story behind that will make you wonder what it's like to own a watch designed only for the most affluent individuals. Number 10. Louis Monet Meteorist Watch. Price $4.6 million. What if I told you there was a watch so rare that in order to make it you had to go into space and get some moon rock? What if I told you there were 4 of these watches, that apart from the beautifully crafted architecture, each contains something so special that the average person will never get to encounter in their lifetime? These 4 watches from the Meteors collection by Louis Monet, one contains moon rock, another rock from Mars, and the other 2 are meteorites. Number 9. Hublot Big Bang. Price $5 million. If the previous pieces stood out by the rarity of the components, this one focuses on only one material, diamonds, and a lot of them. But just how many diamonds can one manufacturer put on a wristwatch? Hublot answered that question with as many as we can fit in there. They ended up with 1,280 diamonds that have at least 3 carats each. It took over 1 full year just to find the diamonds and bring them to the headquarters from all corners of the world. But the end result was fully worth it. Every single stone was cut by a well-renowned jeweler from New York with over 40 years of experience in order to make sure each bears the same signature. You're probably wondering who'd spend $5 million on a full diamond watch. Beyoncé bought it for her husband Jay-Z as a birthday gift for his 43rd anniversary. Now, number 8, Vacheron Constantin 57260. The most complicated watch ever made. Price $8 million. This time, Vacheron Constantin decided to make one of the most complicated watches in existence. The watch is fairly new compared to the rest of the watches on this list. The complication is the number of functions a watch can do, and this one has 2,800 components and 57 complications. It has a solid 18-karat white gold case and densely packed components inside. It took a team of 3 watchmakers more than 8 years to design and create the 2,800 components from reference 5720 from scratch. They were considering setting the price somewhere between $5 to $10 million, and a private buyer picked it up for $8 million. Number 7. Patek Philippe, reference number 1518 wristwatch. Price $11,136,642. Mid-November 2016, at the Philips in association with Bucks Andrew So Geneva watch auction for sale, an incredibly rare Patek Philippe West watch was auctioned off. It was sold for 11 million Swiss francs. That's around 11,136,642 US dollars. The reason why it fetched such a high amount is rather odd. It's the fact that it has stainless steel casing. A very rare thing since all luxury watches Patek are made with yellow or rose gold. While most other watches on this list get their value from the jewels added to the watch or are super complicated, this is a part of a very limited edition 4-piece series. The originals on the back of the watch underneath the serial, you can notice a number 1, which means it's the first one of the 4. Number 6. Jacob & Co. Billionaire Watch. Price $18,268,000. This feels less like a watch and more like a crown. The Jacob & Co. Billionaire Watch is certainly one of the most luxurious watches in the world. It's like they looked at the $5 million Hublot we mentioned before and said, yeah, we can do better. Adorned with 260 carats worth of brilliant emerald cut diamonds, it features a handcrafted movement comprising 167 components and 19 jewels. Just to put things into perspective, if you had the money to buy this particular watch, but instead you put it into a decent portfolio that pays 7% interest, you'd be earning $1.3 million every year, just on the interest. The company wasn't playing around when they said this is a billionaire's watch. Number 5. Patek Philippe Henry Graves Pocket Watch. Price $24 million. It used to be the most expensive pocket watch the world has ever seen. It was sold for $11 million back in 1999. Last year, it went on sale and it fetched a record-breaking $24 million. Made in 1933 for banker Henry Graves, and it took 5 years to complete it. Happens to be one of the most complicated and complex pocket watches in the world with over 24 functions. Made out of 18-karat gold, the watch used to be the world's most expensive pocket watch until late 2013 when one piece dethroned it. It's the one on the top third spot. Number 4. Chopard 201-karat watch. Price $25 million. With 874 rare diamonds. The Chopard Heart 201-karat watch used to be the world's most expensive watch and is still one of the highest-priced jewelry watches on the market. Sold in the year 2004 for the unbelievable amount of $25 million. It made the front page of every luxury publication at the time. Contrary to the $5 million Hublot we've talked about earlier, the stones don't form any sort of pattern or design, which leads us to the following question. Why it turns out this wasn't just a publicity stunt for the company as they managed to sell it. We believe the moment this watch sold for that incredible amount, it opened up the door for a new breed of luxury watches. With all that considered, we still have to bow our heads to the masterpiece creative and take a closer look to see the detail level of work put into the ultimate luxury. It features a very small display and such a wide variety of diamonds that even at close inspection, it is very likely for you to miss some. If you click on the top right corner, you can see a list of all the rare diamonds used to build it. Number 3. Breguet Grande Complication Marie Antoinette. Price $30 million. This is currently the most expensive pocket watch in the world. So, what makes this watch so costly? It was commissioned by an alleged lover of Marie Antoinette, the French queen. Work on the watch began in 1782 by Abraham Louis Breguet and was finished in 1827 by his son 4 years after his death. The result, an amazing piece of design class and technology containing every function that was possible at the time, encased in gold displaying the intricate mechanism running it. Breguet used sapphire to lower the friction within the piece. The queen never got to admire her present. The watch, known as Marie Antoinette in her honor, was only finished in 1827, 34 years after her death, 4 years after Breguet's and 44 years after he'd accepted the offer. For 2 centuries now, both this timepiece's extreme intricacy and its fabulous destiny have fascinated watchmakers and haunted the imagination of collectors. Stolen in 1983 from a museum in Jerusalem and finally recovered in December 2007. Ever since, every top watch connoisseur wanted it. As of 2017, the watch is valued at least at $30 million. Currently, the watch is secured at the LA Mayer Museum, so you can see it live. Number 2. Graff Diamond. The Fascination. Price $40 million. Remember when we said that Chopard Fired opened the door for a new type of watch? Well, this is it. Jewelry companies have the upper hand when it comes to simply adding as many valuable gems and stones to a watch as possible, and Graff is the biggest name of all when it comes to diamonds. The watch consists of 152.96 carats of white diamonds with the center fancy cut exquisitely rare stones that is a 38.13 carat. The flawless pear-shaped diamond that detaches into a ring. According to Lawrence Graff, the founder and chairman of Graff Diamonds, the Fascination is an outstanding piece carefully crafted so it can be worn a number of different ways, adding a touch of magic to the jewel number. Number 1. Graff Diamonds Hallucination. $55 million. It's hard to imagine just how much frosting $55 million can get you on a watch, but the Hallucination makes the picture a whole lot clearer. This showstopper holds 110 carats of rare colored diamonds in a mosaic of different cuts and finishes embedded in the watch's strap. The layout is meticulously shaped to create a spectacular masterpiece that is bold and bright, with the face encrusted with expertly laid pink diamonds. The Hallucination is a statement piece that has changed the face of watchmaking. It combines the rarest colors of diamonds, like the fancy light gray and blue, fancy vivid yellow, fancy intense pink, fancy orange, fancy green, and fancy intense blue. These are all laid out side by side in various cuts, from hair marquette, emerald, sparkling, and heart style, along with traditional round cuts. In 2020, it was valued at $55 million, topping our list of the most expensive watches in the world. Just think about this. The most expensive watch costs as much as a Gulfstream private jet. What do you think about spending millions of dollars on a watch that you quite possibly will never wear out in public? And that's all for today. And now we have a question for you. What do you consider the best looking watch on this list? Let us know in the comments. And for sticking with us until the end, I will tell you one more thing that I'm pretty sure you didn't know. Well, here it is. Paul Newman's Daytona sold in 2017 for $17 million, and it held the record for the most expensive wristwatch ever sold at auction until November 9, 2019. On this day, the hammer fell on the sale of a one-of-a-kind steel Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime RF60300-010. And a new record was set. What created all the fuss was the watch was a one-of-a-kind, the only steel version of the Grandmaster Chime ever made. The watch is usually produced in rose or yellow gold. It boasts the title of Patek Philippe's most complicated wristwatch ever built, with 20 complications and a minute repeater that warranted 6 patents. The watch was designed and donated by Patek Philippe to fundraise for the Duchenne muscular dystrophy research. This watch was sold for $31 million. Well, friends, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Thank you for watching our video and see you soon.